due to Banks and Financial Institutions Act 1993, by which tribunals and appellate tribunals were established. By establishment of debt recovery tribunals, mitigated to a large extent the delay which were being caused earlier in the recovery of dues. At present, there are about 2,600 cases are pending in DRT at Ahmedabad, in spite of disposal of 1,940 cases by the undersigned from 9th April 1999 onwards, and apart from 360 cases disposed of earlier. Recent enactment of Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002 has given powers to the banks and financial institutions to clear up the NPS, is seeing some positive development, but there are difficulties which are being faced by the banks to dispose of the assets. There are internal and external factors for rise of NPS, namely poor pre-sanction assessment, improper and inadequate securities, recession in economy, impact of globalization of Indian economy, natural calamities, financial mismanagement and change in technology, etc., on which the participant will have detailed discussion after the tea break. In order to reduce NPS, RBI have also issued guidelines leading to recovery and post-disbursement supervision, etc. In some of the countries, assets reconstruction companies have been formed to reduce the NPS. Similarly, in India, recently Assets Reconstruction Company of India has been set up at the instance of ICICI Bank, IDBI and State Bank of India to deal with the defaulters of corporate loans. This company will buy out the non-performing assets at discounted price, after which the said company will deal with the defaulters as a sole lender. Looking to the NPS level of the country, which is more than 100,000 crores at present, and large pendency of cases in DRTs and other courts, one has to look for alternative dispute redressal mechanism in order to reduce the level of NPS. Conciliators and Lok Adalats are the most suited and effective mode of ADR mechanism and justice delivery system. The scope of Lok Adalat has been extended to the cases of banks and financial institutions pending before DRTs under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Justice Jan Bhatt, Acting Chief Justice High Court of Gujarat. After having inspiration from Honorable Justice Jan Bhatt Sahib, DRT with the cooperation of Gujarat State Legal Service Authority have so far organized 11 Lok Adalats at Ahmedabad, Surat and Rajkot, and in all 385 cases have been settled, and settlement amount in those cases comes to the tune of rupees 108 crores, whereas the suit claim comes to the amount of rupees 218 crores. Out of the cases settled, 54 cases were at pre-litigation stage, wherein the banks have saved the money of court fee and fees payable to the advocates. I suggest to the bankers that they should have effective conciliation mechanism at zonal or regional level, and before initiating action under DRT Act or under the Securitization Act, they should refer the matter before the conciliators. And one day in a month be fixed for that purpose. I am sure that if the bankers take such decision in this regard to avail the benefit of the conciliators mechanism, humble request can be made to the Honorable Pattern-in-Chief, Honorable Justice Jan Bhatt in this regard. I think His Lordship will agree and accede to our request and provide the conciliators at zonal level every month in each of the banks. I am sure that the fruitful deliberation participants will enlighten on the subject and make use of the points in their respective bank. I once again extend my hearty and warm welcome to all who are present here on this occasion. Thanks.
Many a flower born to blush unseen and spread its fragrance in the air, and therefore flowers are sweetest mediums of transmission that God ever made, and we would like to transmit our love and affection towards our distinguished dignitaries by offering a bouquet. First of all, I will request Member Secretary, Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, Shri A.G. Urezi, now may I request Presiding Officer, Debt Recovery Tribunal, Ahmedabad, Honorable Shri P.K. Verma, to first state Acting Chief Justice of High Court of Gujarat and Executive Chairman of Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, Honorable Mr. Justice J.N. Bhatt, to present the bouquet. Now I call upon Project Officer, Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, Mr. J. Pandya, to present a bouquet to Vice Chairman, Bar Council of India, Shri Adish Aggarwala. I will also request Project Officer, Gujarat State Legal Services Authority, Shri S.D. Pathan, to offer a bouquet to General Manager, Law and Recovery, Bank of India. All other dignitaries on these are requested to join in the lamp. Deep Jyoti Parabrahma, Deep Jyotir Janardana, Deep Bharatu Ekakam, Deep Jyotir Namostute.
Bank of India, my friend Mr. Vijay Verma, Presiding Officer, DRT Ahmedabad, Mr. A.G. Yureji, Member Secretary, Gujarat State Legal Services Authorities, my brothers in the legal profession, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be associated with this symposium on a very relevant topic, reduction in NPA accounts through alternative disputes resolution. But this is a subject, if we do something concrete on this subject, the economy of our country will be better, and once economy is better, then the standard of our all citizens will improve. So I am hopeful that today, when our bankers, our lawyers will discuss this issue, they will try to bring some strategy so that the financial position of our banks and dependency of the cases of recovery are reduced. When I was practicing as an advocate in the lower court, I used to represent banks, and that time I had seen so many cases were pending, and actually what was to be recovered, bank used to spend more than that. But now the system of this debt recovery tribunal and then the system of these lok adalats has improved our system of delivery of justice in this field. Question is how to reduce. What I feel after having a rich experience of dealing with the cases on behalf of the banks, first is that we should have proper documentation. And our officers dealing with the loans they should be given what steps they have to take before approaching the courts or the tribunals, and the system of conciliation is also to be adopted. Because what we have seen, if we straightway approach the courts or these tribunals and then try to talk to the borrower, then his answer is, no, once now you have filed the case in the court or the tribunal, let the things decided there only. I am not coming forward for any settlement. But before going to these tribunals for recovery, if we have the proper documents and then we have a meeting with the borrower, once we satisfy him that if we file a case for the recovery, then you will be burdened with so much cost of the lawyer's fee and other cost of like the stamp duty, this court. My friends in the bank, they raised objection, saying why your report is based on affidavit also. I answered, even if I really inspect the record in the office of Tehsildar, Sub-Registrar, nobody can have the record regarding attachment by any court. There will be no record in that revenue, this Sub-Registrar office, because so many attachment orders, even if you inspect the record, you visit your civil courts, the property in Ahmedabad can be attached by an order passed by the Bombay High Court. How I can say that this property is free from all types of encumbrances? Once I say only on the basis of inspection from the revenue report, I am giving a false report. Moreover, the plus point to have inspection this affidavit is that you identify a person. Because we two brothers are staying together, my brother is the owner of the property, but I pose myself when I am coming to bank to take a loan, I use my brother's name, and field officer visit the property, inspect the property, inquire from the neighbors, they say yes, this property is owned by such and such person. But once you have affidavit, some other person, and he will sign, I will sign in the name of my brother. Bank is very happy to see that all documents are in proper manner. But once case is filed, then the borrower is denying that I have not signed any document, I have not borrowed the amount, then difficulty arises. But if you have an affidavit from the owner of the property which is being mortgaged, then you have the one advocate and the Oath Commissioner Notary Public is identifying the person, and you can check that signatures that it is of the same person. So, like we should, when we are not having the signature on the, we should have the map also, site plan of the building which is being mortgaged. Once we are not having that duly signed by the borrower or the owner, when we file for execution, we can't enter the premises that